Hello everybody and welcome back to the adventures of Dink, Smallwood. Last time we met our very underwhelming hero and our house burned down for no reason. We will never have a reason, it just burned down, I guess, to give us some purpose to go out and fulfill our dream of becoming an adventurer. So there's that. The plot has been absolutely riveting so far. And we have a couple of options. We need to go visit our aunt, who is over in the eastern side of the map. And if we go and speak to the wizard, he is in... Oh, you know what? I got that mixed up. Sorry. Let me try that again. The wizard is to the east, our aunt is to the west. And our village is to the south. There's one thing that I forgot to do. This is actually something that is worth doing. And that is to talk to Mr. Smilestein over here and offer to clear out his field. I didn't talk to him about it before because most of the time doing things for people, unless it's for the plot, doesn't matter. But in this case, asking to clear out his field is going to spawn some monsters for us. And it'll be a good idea to have them pop up because it will help us level. This game does have grinding. I will most likely do grinding off screen because combat in this game is pretty slow and sometimes very tedious. Alright, first things first, let's head on over and speak to that wizard. You will also sometimes come across people just hanging out, walking around. They're also travelers as well. Some of them are hunters. Some of them just kind of have random things to say. Again, totally optional to kind of talk to most of these people. That guy was mentioning a place that I don't even think you can get to. So this is a very straightforward path. When you reach the fork in the road, you're going to want to go north. And again, we'll go north. And that will bring us right to the wizard's house. So this is the wizard that we met earlier when we left our village for the first time. Who are you, really? I am the wizard Marchridge, a teacher of magic. I don't think I've ever seen your place around here before. I like being closer to nature. I've been watching you for a while, Dink. Peeking in through my windows and such? No, Dink, I have magic. He's not a creeper wizard. So he thinks that we have some powers. Can I create chicks right in front of me and stuff? No. You can't just conjure up women or float or fly or anything cool like that. Unfortunately, we don't get any spells like that in this game. Maybe I was wrong, Dink. These things can be hard to tell. So we need to tell them that we're worthy. I can handle it, I'm prepared. I promise I'll be honorable and learn it to use it right. Well, Dink, you must prove yourself. Oh man, how do I do that? In a cave on these hills there lies a beast. It's called a bonka. Slay it and return. I'll do it. I can fight the beast. Excellent, excellent. Where does it dwell? In a cave to the west. I won't fail you. Take this. This red potion will strengthen you. Sweet, thank you. This is our first power up in the game. This is a red attack potion. You can see in the bottom left corner we have red for attack, blue for defense, and purple for magic. The most amount of potions you're going to find are attack. There's a decent amount of magic, and I believe there's only like 3 defense ones in the entire game. There are a few potions as well that will boost all of your stats all in one go. So just something to keep in mind, your defense is most likely going to be much, much lower than your magic and your attack. Back at this fork, we're going to head to the west this time, and we'll find ourselves our first treasure chest. This golden heart will expand our life bar, which is fantastic because we just don't have a lot of health at the moment. And unfortunately, we don't really have access to a good place to restore our health either, so we just have to kind of keep an eye on it. We will be taking this southern fork a little bit later, but for now I'm just gonna speed run my way through, and we're just gonna kind of go back the way we came. Sometimes monsters will respawn. You can see here that we have this enemy that has come back. I'm not always totally sure what makes monsters respawn. I don't know if it's going in and out of areas like caves, going to a different town, if it's just waiting. But I do recommend kind of fighting as much as you possibly can. As I've mentioned, there is grinding in this game, but I think the most tedious thing of all, honestly, is grinding for gold. We will need a pretty hefty amount of coins for a lot of stuff in this game, and they're not as easy to get your hands on as you'd think. You will also find a lot of ducks in this game, and we can be violent if we want. So if you hate ducks, or a duck has wronged you and you want to get revenge, this is a good game for you. I will let a few of them live. And then on this screen, we have some knights here who are attacking this traveler. We are nowhere near the level where we could actually take these guys on and help this guy out, which is unfortunate. We're still very, very, very weak. But this is just showing that some of the guys in the Royal Guard are a tad bit shady. I don't remember off the top of my head what we get for helping that guy. There's another traveler here. And then if you follow the path and you reach the bridge, unfortunately you need to pay 100 gold to be able to pass. This is ridiculous. How can you justify charging this much? My kids need to eat. Does the king know about your little business? Of course not. Ah, how nice. And that's the end of that. There is no getting around it. We are going to have to pay this guy 100 gold. This area here is the Smilestein farm. And the reason that I told Mr. Smilestein that I was going to take care of the monsters on his field is because these enemies will not spawn unless you say that you'll do that for him. So all of them except for one will go down without much of a fight. This one over here, for some reason, talks to you. And he also moves very, very fast. So what I recommend doing is just punching once, waiting for it to run around, and then punching it again. Because it can still do a pretty considerable amount of damage to you. We do have 4 barrels in this area that we can punch in the hopes that it'll give us some health. I am not pleased that this thing is all the way over here. It's actually pretty annoying. And makes this a lot more difficult than it needs to be, because there's not a lot of space to run around. And I might die. You have to be careful not to leave the screen when you're fighting, because if you do, you have to do combat over again. It seems to me that if you leave a screen, the enemies kind of get all their health back. But fortunately, we were able to best the bugs in the field, and we now have the ability to increase some of our attributes. So every single time you level, you get the ability to either increase attack, defense, or magic. And again, it is completely up to you. I prefer attacking for the most part, but we do also have access to magic at some point in the game. We will be getting a couple of spells. And then keep in mind, of course, that we have far fewer defense power-ups in this game than we do attack and magic. And you don't have to worry about health as much. I'm going to beef up my attack, personally. Go ahead and increase my health. And then if we want to, we can go back to Mr. Smilestein as well. For some reason, too, I don't know why it was that way, but the music was stuck on that encounter with the Traveler and the Knights. But it kind of made an intense fighting sequence, so that's okay. Again, totally optional. Do not have to do this. There's not really much point in coming back to see Mr. Smilestein afterwards. I think if you ask to see his daughter, he will actually let you go upstairs now. So he kind of respects you a little bit more, and I guess as thanks for clearing out his field, he gives you access to his daughter, so there you go. And Libby's upset about something, but she won't really tell us what it's about. Doesn't matter. Most of the characters in the game just really don't matter. This is all just flavor. Dink wants to be smooth with the ladies, but unfortunately he is not. I guess you noticed your farm is doing better now, huh? You know, that was my handiwork out there. Pretty good. Compared to your usual. Oh, sick burn. We're gonna get a lot of that. But you do kind of get a recognition for completing quests, I think, is the main thing, really. You get people saying thank you, and your name kind of gets spread throughout the land. But as you can see, we still have 0 coins. We have 0 money, and we need 100 money. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm just going to kind of fight my way up towards the cave where the Bonka is. And what we can do really is just go straight north from the bridge. Just kind of keep following the path north, and eventually we will find where we need to be. And again, it's always nice just to kind of change screens and look around. We will be finding some more treasure chests, we'll get some more power-ups, and then of course keeping in mind that there are barrels as well. Off the top of my head, I do not recall there really being anything in this area at the moment. We are going to unlock the ability to find some things once we get some magic, which right now we can't do. But you can see here we've gotten quite a bit stronger, even just leveling up once. These things only take, you know, 2 hits to kill. Don't take as long. But where we really need to be is over here. You can see this suspicious looking boulder. Dink will comment that there's an opening behind it. And we will be able to push it. There we go. We can crawl on inside. So this area here is the Bonka's cave. Over to the west, there is a chest. I do not recommend opening that. All it is a recovery heart, which is very useful because that is going to allow us to restore all of our health. This is a good time to make a quick save. And we can try and defeat the Bonka. Again, we only have our fists, but we can do this if we're careful. Whoops, I accidentally punched the duck into oblivion. The Bonka is pretty slow, but we're also pretty slow. But that wasn't too bad. I do definitely recommend leveling up to level 2. It is kind of far-fetched to think that you'd be able to level up to 3 before coming in here. It's unnecessary, it's total overkill. Just be careful and you'll be fine. You can definitely just punch that thing to death with your fists. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself a recovery heart. And now that we have proven ourselves by destroying the Bonka, we can go back to the wizard. And this is where the running comes in handy. It's excellent. Man, these guys again? I wonder if they expect me to take care of these guys at some point. I do not recall ever running into these guys so often before. I gotta be honest. I mean, they seem to be on this screen, so we know where to find them, but yeah, there's just no way. We don't really have anything but our fists, which is just not good enough. So again, just going to kill these guys now that they've respawned. Like I said, not really sure what causes them to respawn, but they have. So we'll get ourselves a bit of experience and make our way back to the wizard's house. Unfortunately, he's gone, but he has left us a note. A scroll, in fact. Dear Dink, if you're able to see this, then it means you truly do possess the ability for magic. Hooray! I unfortunately have been called away and cannot instruct you any further, but there are many teachers out there. You will find one and further your training. There are 200 gold pieces enclosed. Spend them wisely. For now, I leave you with this, your first spell. Woohoo! Maybe I can burn down some trees. Indeed we can, Dink. Indeed we can. That is what we're going to be using this spell for a lot. So you can see here there is a separate menu for magic. We're going to go ahead and equip that. So fortunately we are able to equip both magic and a weapon. You can see that there is a bar going around the box where our magic is, and that is the recharge, basically. So we can't just spam fireballs, we have to wait for it to recharge. And for some reason, I don't know why, that backfired on me. I was trying to light this tree on fire, but it might have gotten stuck on a stump or something. There we go, that's better. As you can see, you are able to burn down trees, but only specific trees. The best way that I can describe it is you're gonna want to keep a lookout for lighter colored trees. So all of these trees that are in this screen right now we can't do anything with. Let's go ahead and head south. Keep heading south, and as you can see, we have another light tree right here. Go ahead and blast it with a fireball, and we have a whole other area over here with some power-ups. It is fun to kind of burn down every tree you see, just, you know, because clearing out some space. It isn't necessary, but if you have a fireball handy, I would recommend doing it because sometimes there are hidden passages or chests hidden behind the trees. So we're just gonna go, you know, methodically through this area, burning down trees, looking for stuff. We do have a chest, I believe, over way on the eastern side over here, which should have some more money. Excellent. Only 12 gold, which is kind of a rip, but it's better than nothing. We've also got a whole schwack load of money and power-ups that are tantalizing us, but unfortunately we are not able to go over there yet. That will come much, much later in the game. We also have this house here, but I'll come back to that in a moment. I would like to go back to this tree up here, which, you know, is suspiciously by this cliff. And that will give us another golden heart to expand our life. I believe that's all that's in this area. But we will be coming back later, so if I've missed something, I can come back for it. In this house, we can talk to this guy who is a cobbler and a pharmacist. Kind of a weird combination, but he can make us some special boots. And we can complain about the price of that, too, if we want. You get what you pay for. Do you sell a lot of these? I've never sold one. Nice. So yeah, just a weird guy living out in the middle of the forest offers to sell us some boots, but $500 is a very hefty price. And definitely not something that we can afford at the moment, but we do want to remember where this guy is because that is actually something that I would like to come back for in the future. There are several places to get upgraded things in this game, whether they be items or upgraded swords or what have you, and it's not always worth getting everything in my opinion. But those are definitely something we will want to come back for. But for now, we are done in this part of the map, really, and we can kind of now focus on continuing on and heading west. These rocks are a little bit annoying because you actually do have to walk around them. And then, as you can see here, these are all light-colored trees, so if you want to, you can burn all of these trees. None of the ones here have anything, though. So this is kind of just if you're on a quest to burn down every tree in the game, or you just like that you have more visibility, then by all means, go for it. Wow, we're running into these guys again. I cannot believe this, everybody. Like I said, I don't think I've ever had this happen. And I am still swordless. I think if I try to beat these guys, even with magic, it isn't going to go well. I can fire a couple of fireballs, I guess, if I want to. But it's gonna take so long for my magic to recharge, which is just painful. Blow up some ducks in the meantime while I'm at it. There's not really any point anyways. They just killed that dude. So I'm just gonna go. Sorry, I tried. I'm new to this whole magic thing. I'm only able to hurl a couple of fireballs at once. Let's go ahead and pay the toll. That is necessary. We do have to do that. There is no way around it. And this is a really good place to stop before we move on to our next area. I think we've made some decent progress in this video. And hopefully we will be able to continue on to the west next time. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.